Hello and Deepspace Battle Nerds, it's so nice to have you here. My name is Peach and welcome to a little video about my predictions for the future myths from all the guys from Love and Deepspace. We'll go over possible stalactrums and damage scalings so that you can start farming some protocols beforehand, and then we'll dive full into the Lululand and fantasize about what their future designs could look like. So make sure to like and subscribe if you like predictions videos like this or want to see and learn more about Love and Deepspace combat. Before we start, let's clarify some things. First of all, I haven't seen any leaks in regards to future myths nor their stories. All my predictions are only that, a prediction of what their myths could be based on the information that we already have, and design-wise, I'ma be honest, it is a lot of wishful thinking. And second, in regards to stalactrums and scalings in particular, I can confidently say that I'm 80% sure about them, mostly because Rafayel's new myth confirmed a lot of my suspicions. So I guess you can take these predictions in particular with a little less salt than the other ones, because there is evidence behind them. Having that out of the way, let's go. Let's start with the one that is most probable to be the next new myth, that being Xavier. Well, hello, it's Editing Peach here. Guess who was editing this and Xavier myths drop? Surprisingly though, I got some things kinda right. We will see about the stalactrum and the scalings when they release his myth on the 25th. But yeah, keep in mind that I did these drawings the weekend prior to the release of his teaser. So yeah, I'll put a comparison between my drawing and his teaser at the end of his section, so we can see what I got right and wrong. But yeah, anyways, let's continue, shall we? To add some context for my predictions, let's analyze Rafayel's new myth, the Lemurian Sea God. His new myth has yellow stalactrum, Rafayel's third main color, and his scalings is based on attack plus defense, which makes sense considering that his standard solar pair is attack based, and his previous myth was attack plus HP based. Having these two things in mind, we can infer that Xavier's new myth stalactrum should be red and his scalings should be attack plus HP based, given that his previous solar memories are attack and attack plus defense based. For his design, or what I would like to see in his future myth, I'll show you a time lapse of what I envision Xavier looking like. I personally would love to see Xavier in his prince duties, like him maybe in his knight uniform, but with his distinctive royal regalia, you know, like a lot of princes use their military uniforms but with like extra accessories. And oh, I would love to see a long-haired Xavier, but maybe not as long as Rafayel's new myth, but maybe like a mid-back length, and ooh, with some small braids, maybe like Legolas, you know, that's like my vision, like Legolas like braids. And oh, I would really love that. For inspiration, by the way, I of course took our knightly voice of Honkai Star Rail, Feynon and Argenti, and to be honest, Feynon's cape is truly what actually inspired the whole look. And story-wise, I imagine maybe a royal ball that he has to attend, and MC is there in like night duties or something like that, but not as an invited guest, you know, like she's not dressed up or anything, like she's working, but Xavier only has eyes for her, and they escape together maybe to the gardens of the palace, and then they dance under the moonlight, music fading on the background, and he of course uses his evil to make little lights dancing around them, and then he professes his love for MC. Oh, you know, like a Cinderella kind of inspired story. I would love to see something like that for Xavier. Well, I was so wrong there, but anyways, here is my prediction of what Xavier's outfit could have been like in his new myth versus what he actually looks like in the visual teaser. And oh my god, Info cooked with his design. My goodness, he looks so good as Dark Knight. Um, well, as I said before, I got some things right, but honestly, I think it's mostly because for a knight or prince theme for the clothing, there isn't a lot of room to be wrong because usually characters have a very similar style. So, yeah. Uh, but well, I was pleasantly surprised by the boots the most because I think I got pretty close. I got the thigh strap in the left leg too, the black gloves, the long hair, and kind of the cape, but not really as it is a one shoulder cape. The pose I got it kind of right too, but the weapon being different plays a big role there. Ooh, and you know what? I was debating whether to draw a crown or not. I don't know if we can see it in the time lapse, but in the end, I decided against it. And to be honest, I'm so glad I was wrong because he looks gorgeous with it. Well, anyways, here is the promised comparison, and let's continue with the next predictions. Continuing with our next potential new myth, let's do a prediction for our handsome Dr. Zayne. For his Selectrum, his third main color is pink, so expect to see a pink myth pair with an attack plus HP based scaling, as his previous solar memory scaled off attack only and attack plus defense. Design-wise, I have to be honest with you. I saw Jinshi's visuals for the next season of Apothecary Diaries, and I instantly thought, oh my god, Zayne as an ancient warrior general. So that's what I did. That's the inspiration. For his story, I imagine Zayne as the strong, very successful general, thanks to his ability to look into the future or the fate of people, as we have seen in his previous myths, and being able to use this ability in the battlefield. For how he meets MC, there are so many possibilities. She could maybe be an enemy soldier that ends up meeting him in the battlefield and go into an enemies to lovers kind of path. Or maybe she could be the princess of the empire he swore to protect, and the palace is under attack, so he takes her away towards a safe place and they fall in love in the process. Or what if MC is the promised bride to the crown prince of his nation, and Zayne is the one escorting her from her hometown all the way to the palace and they fall in love? Ooh, a forbidden love. The possibilities are endless. But well, this is how I imagine Zayne will look like as an ancient warrior general. Oh, I would love to see this as a myth or even as a lunar memory. I don't mind as long as we get ancient warrior Zayne in the future with this luscious long hair. Oh, I would love that. Now for our next myth predictions, let's go with our so hot and respectful Sylus. For his Electrum, his third main color is blue, so it should be his next myth per color, and for his scalings, it should be defense plus attack, considering his previous scalings are attack only and attack plus HP. As for the myth story, I have one wish and one wish only. And is that I really want to see Tartarus fugitive Sylus. This one I'm quite sure that we will see eventually in the future. Maybe not this year, but I'm confident that Info will do a myth based on this part of his lore specifically. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to see a disheveled, messy, most dangerous prisoner Sylus escaping the time and space prison from Philos? I would love to see that. So, anyways, for his design, I went for a Seven Deadly Sins prisoner band vibe, you know, with an Assassin's Creed protagonist kinda inspired outfit and with a sprinkle of wrath appearance, considering that he is a fugitive and he probably didn't escape as a rich man. So, there is no way that he left that prison in a designer suit. So, for the story, I can't help but imagine our silly MC as a Tartarus guard that help him escape somehow. Not voluntarily, of course, but I don't know. He probably teased her until she dropped her professionalism and let him free by accident. And after realizing that he was escaping, she tried to stop him but ended up going with him. So now she's a fugitive too. And the more she gets to know him, the more in love that she falls for him. It's really clear by now that I'm an enemies to lover trope enjoyer, but yeah, that's the story in my head. So here is how I imagine Sylus as a torturous fugitive. I couldn't really decide between shoulder-length messy hair or an undercut. Oh, decisions! So here, I'll just show you both versions. Tell me in the comments which one you like the most. And finally, the last love interest to join us on these future myths predictions is our sweetheart Caleb. For his future myths Stalactrum, considering his past ones and his third main color, the next myth should be green. And for his scalings, as we already have an attack only and an attack plus defense kit, his future one should be attack plus HP. So, about his design, I couldn't shake off my head the very popular theory of him having a pirate-related backstory because of all the pirate and sea references in the main storyline, you know, like that wallpaper with all those ships and the little, like, details, mostly on the background, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah, I had to draw him as a pirate. Besides, although Rafayel Smith dig deeper into his sea god lore, I didn't see the depths like taking a similar route with Caleb, like in the sense like that we will see more like android Caleb in future myths. Mostly because I have a feeling that his lore goes deeper than only being a future creation connected to MC. I feel like their a connection, just like with the other love interest, has roots in the past, well, or the future, but yeah, that goes beyond being an android. So a pirate for me makes a lot of sense. So yeah, that's basically the logic behind this design. For the inspiration, of course, we have our equally as handsome Brant from Wuthering Waves, with a little sprinkle of Captain Jack Sparrow in between, and a fantasy pirate illustration that, if I did my reverse image search correctly, it should be by the artist Arts OC on DeviantArt. For the story, I can't help but think about an Elizabeth Swann kind of backstory for MC that, by the twist of fate, ends up in Captain Caleb's ship. Ooh, maybe he kidnaps MC and he ends up falling for her. Oh, but that doesn't really fit like his big brother slash protector role for MC. So maybe he would be her savior. From what is he saving her? I'm not really sure, but he will probably set her free, like, you know, like free from her duties maybe as an aristocrat, because in general Caleb is his theme is setting him and MC free of whatever is trying to repress them. So yeah, that would totally apply in this scenario for sure. Well, this is the final look of how I think Caleb will look like if his future myth has a pirate theme. And finally, let's have a look of all the guys in my Delulu version of their future myths. If there is any chance that I got some design details right, well, I guess call me a myth oracle. But no, let's be honest, I'll probably be completely wrong about them because basically this is just me and my fanfic imagination going wild, but in a drawing form. So yeah, this was just for the fancies and for all of us to have a nice time letting our imagination go wild. Maybe by the end of all the new myths cycle, we can go back to this video and see what I got right and wrong, someday in the future. Anyways, I would love for you to tell me what are your predictions for the future myths and get all our creative juices flowing in the comments. And maybe, if you like, of course, we can do more drawing videos like this, imagining future memories of the guys and being Delulu together. Definitely let me know in the comments if you like this video. I would love to read your opinions. Reading your comments always make my day better, and they really encourage me to keep making more content for you guys. Oh, and if you'd like to see more videos like this or more battle content, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any future uploads. I hope you have a whimsical rest of your day and hope to see you again in my next video. Ciao ciao!